we have to change the position of it to somewhere around like this. Okay, so we will get this kind of structure. Okay, and now there should be certain amount of color correction over here, so we can try to do that. We will select the strip, topmost strip, and we will type tint color over here, apply tint effect, and you can swap this color, so you will get something like this. But instead of that, I'm going to select my picker of this white color, and I'm going to pick up this color, and instead of black, I'm going to choose white color like that, or you can swap this color as well. Okay, I'm going to select this tint effect, or instead of that, select this and try to choose somewhere around like bluish color of this. Okay, select this tint effect, hit Ctrl C, select this alternate layer, which means 3, and hit Ctrl V. Same procedure, select this, hit Ctrl V, select this, hit Ctrl V. So you'll get something like that. So then you can go to the strip options. I'm going to select this text layer, and I'll go to the start, and I'm going to hit Ctrl T to duplicate it. I'm going to select the second layer, and I'll press P for position, and let's create one keyframe. Then go somewhere around 4 seconds, and I'm going to move this outside of this composition. Okay, then select this first layer, and I'm going to make it apparent with this second one. Then alt click on the stopwatch, and we are going to apply loop out expression over here. So now if you see this, we will get something like that. I'm going to go somewhere around at 6 seconds, and I'm going to move this over here like that. So okay, so if you see this in planet now, we will get that rotation animation over there as well. So this is going to be our planet structure, and you can select all of that by hitting Ctrl A, and you can press F4, and you can click on this icon. But as you guys can see, we are getting this kind of weird stuff, so I would not recommend that. Let's keep it as it is, and let's save this file. Then go to the scene 3, hit Ctrl 0, and we are going to bring our planet comp over here like that, and press S for scaling option, and let's scale it somewhere around like this, and let's move this over here, hit W. Again select this, hit Ctrl D, let's rotate it like that and move this over here. Again hit Ctrl D, let's move this over here. Again hit Ctrl D, and let's move this over here like that, and hit Ctrl D, and let's move this over here like that. Again hit Ctrl D, and let's move this over here, hit Ctrl D, and let's move this over here and rotate it like this. Again hit Ctrl D, and let's try to move this over here. Let's select all of them and go to the effect and presets panel and search for wiggle position effect and double click to apply. So we are gonna get this kind of structure. Okay, and after that there should be certain amount of background over here. So for that I'm going to press Ctrl Y, and with the help of this color options I'm going to pick up this color, and let's try to choose one darker version of it, and let's try to bring this over here. Then you can go to the effect and presets panel and search for CC vintage effect. Okay, and double click to apply and increase the amount somewhere around like this. Then we'll go to the main animation comp, and we will hit Ctrl 0, and we will bring our scene 3 comp, and we will bring this after the nucleus, and let's bring this scene to somewhere around at this point. So open square bracket and move this over here like that. So okay, so if you see, we will get something like that. First we will get this, and then we will get this. Okay, now just like in our scene 3, if you go inside this, we have this BG element over here, which is this one, like we have this BG element. So I'm going to hit Ctrl C to copy. I'm going to go in scene 3, and I'll hit Ctrl V over here just like that. So and we will keep it as it is, and over here we will get that same effect over there. Okay, so first we will get this, and then we will get this. Now there should be certain amount of scaling animation as well. So select this scene 3, press S. Initially let's make this 140 and create one keyframe, and press F4 and make sure to enable this icon. And as this animation goes further somewhere around at this point, I'm going to make this 100 like that. So if you see this now, we will get something like that. So over here like this, and let's save this file. Okay, first we will get this, and then we will get this. Now if you see this in full resolution, we are gonna get this kind of structure. And I think this these planets are very far from each other. So let's go inside this, I'm going to lock this layer, and let's try to bring these planets a little bit closer to each other because they are very far. Okay, so let's try to adjust them like that. Okay, so we are gonna get something like this. Okay, and at this point when the scale is gonna come somewhere around over here, I'm going to select this last scaling keyframe and I'm going to hit F9 and I'll save this file. Now at this point what is gonna happen is that this portion is gonna get scaled and it will push all of them away from each other. So I'm going to select this nucleus, I'll press S for scaling option, I'll create one keyframe, I'll go few frame forward and I'm going to decrease the size of this to somewhere around 4. I'll go somewhere around over here and I'm going to increase the size of this to 24 or something, or let's say 28. Then go over here and copy this first keyframe, hit Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Okay, so we'll get something like that. Now this is happening very slowly, so let's select those keyframe and by holding Alt I'm going to bring this somewhere up to this, like that. Now let's go to the graph editor, right click and make sure to choose edit speed graph, select this graph and let's hit F9 to ease out. Okay, let's zoom in a little bit. Now initially this graph should go slowly like that, so let's adjust this graph like this. Okay, and at this point let's select this and let's again adjust the graph like this. So if you see this now, we will get, if you hit play, select this graph like this. Okay, now we will try to create our pushing animation. So let's go somewhere around at this point. Let's go to the scene. I'm going to select this BG and press S, create one keyframe. Similarly select all of these planets, press P for position, create one keyframe. Then go few frame forward, select this BG and let's increase the scale of each and every one. Then select these portions, let's move this over here, move this over here, move this over here, and let's try to adjust it somewhere around like that. So basically we need to push it away from the center like that. Okay, and select those keyframes and we are going to hit F9. Okay, so we'll get something like this. Now they should go away from each other rapidly, so by holding shift I'm going to move this handle like that. Okay, so let's see, we will get something like this. Let's do that animation somewhere around at this point. So let's go inside this, select all of those keyframes and let's try to move those keyframes over here like that. Okay, over here, and you can select this keyframe and you can bring this up to this, I mean this scaling keyframe over here like that. Okay, now there should be some wave that should come out of this portion. So for that what I'm gonna do is that you can go over here, right click and create a new adjustment layer over here, and you can go to the effect and presets panel and search for glow effect and double click to apply, and let's increase the glow radius to somewhere around like and glow threshold as well, and with the help of open square bracket move this over here. Then after that let's go to the ellipse, let's delete this fill, we don't need that, and we will add stroke white color, and by holding shift we will create one stroke. Now let's select this and press Ctrl Alt Home, go to the align tab, align it horizontally and then align it vertically.